Welcome, Christine E. Schulze here, aka the Elvish Author, as I'm known on my other channel, and it's time for another movie reaction. As I've mentioned previously, I won't be doing loads of movie reactions starting out just because of time. Hocus Pocus was my first go, and it took me 12 plus hours to edit. I honestly stopped counting at 12 because who wouldn't? And I'm sure I'll get better and things will get faster as I go along, but I do work full time. I'm also trying to be an author, which could be a full-time job in of itself. So I'll be doing mostly shows starting out, but I do want to do a movie here and there. Like if I think of a movie that I feel really inclined to watch that I've never seen before, you know, I feel inclined to do that and share that with you guys. And so today we are going to be watching Bambi 2. This is my first time watching it. I really don't know anything about it except that I believe it's a prequel to Bambi and has to do with Bambi and his relationship with his dad. I just got done watching a reaction to Bambi, first time reaction by one of my favorite reactors. His name is Nickflix. I'll go ahead and leave his link down below in the description in case you guys want to check him out. I really love him because he hasn't seen a lot of the Disney films, so he's been watching them, and his reactions are just so pure and they have such pure emotion, and he gets so delighted by the music and the visuals and the stories, and just in a very like childlike wonder type of way. It's very sweet and very pure to watch. He's a great guy to watch if you want a reaction that's just kind of a fun time and a pick-me-up. He's very positive. So yeah, I just got done watching that, and of course maybe a little bit emotional with Bambi's mom and now all of that. So yeah, that made me feel like I really wanted to watch Bambi 2 for the first time. Like I said, I've heard that it's which I don't think I said this yet, but I believe that I've heard that it's one of the actually pretty good Disney sequels. There's a lot that are just like wah wah. My personal favorite being The Lion King 2. I know some people don't like that film, but I just absolutely loved it as a kid, and I watched it on repeat more so than The Lion King 1. Not saying that it's better than the first one, but just saying I think it's a really solid sequel, and I personally really loved it growing up. So I have that nostalgia connected to it. Cinderella 3, another fantastic film. In my opinion, they should have just skipped over number 2 and gone straight to 3. But yeah, that's a fun time. So there's some unexpected things that happen there, and the story's good, and there's just some really interesting, unique things that you don't expect to happen. So I don't know if Bambi 2 will be on either of those levels for me, but I'm still excited to jump into it and see what it's about and what it's like. So on that note, strap on your elf ears, pop in your elf eyes, and get ready to watch and listen as I react to Bambi 2. And if my voice seems a little bit off today, it's because there are all kinds of weird things going on with my body, so my throat's been a little bit scratchily, yes, that's the word we're gonna go with, scratchily, and also if it seems a little bit darker in here, it is nighttime. I don't usually film at nighttime because my apartment doesn't get great light. I do have some extra lighting to, help you guys out. Even still, it's just not the best, but I think you can see me well enough for all intents and purposes, and seeing, the movie as we go along is a little bit more important anyway, right? Right, so I think that'll be fine, but if it does seem a little bit darker here than usual, that's why, because when inspiration strikes, right? And I can't help the inspiration is striking at 8 o'clock at night. Again, on that note, well, you've already strapped on your elf ears and popped in your elf eyes, so let's just get to it, shall we? 1 hour and 16 minutes. This one's not even... Well, I guess the first one's not super long either, to be fair, so... Oh, I like that little magical music, the way it's starting out already. I like that. We're starting in winter, okay. Frozen vibes. It's already a really... Oh no, we're not starting back here! I was just thinking because his mom dies in winter. Oh my goodness.
Your mother can't be with you anymore.
Come. Oh my goodness. And since I just watched the reaction to the first one, I was thinking too when he said that line, when he said, your mother can't be with you anymore. I was like, you know what? Because, his father doesn't have, to that point, really a relationship with him, which probably makes sense. I don't really know how deer do things out in the wild, but it kind of seems like, Disney was trying to follow however, nature maybe seems to do things in that movie, in the first movie. But I liked the line, "Your mother can't be with you anymore." I thought it was a really kind of more tender way, even though he hasn't really developed a relationship with Bambi to that point, of him just being more tender and not just being like, "Well, your mom's dead." You know, it was kind of like a gentler way of putting it. And I think it kind of adds to the emotion of that scene, is just the way that he says that line. So the animation's pretty good for sometimes sequels, like the animation's like subpar, but this one's pretty good so far. Like, it's not the same as the original animation, but it's pretty on point. The stag makes me think of the stag from Fantasia 2000, which
excuse me, sir.
my favorite story in that.
I'm not intruding, but well, I just had to come.
The snow's really pretty too. I'm trying to like
his mother.
distract myself from that. What's going on? So
me? You know as well as I do, a prince looks after the herd, does carefully.
yeah, that's his.
Oh, but you
I figured that
are
was
his father.
the job, the way that they do things. So
Until spring.
Oh, excellent.
he's like, I don't know how to do this.
Who better to raise the young prince than the great prince himself?
It's a good line. Also, I like that. It seems like we're about to get a story about a single father. I'm trying to think, like, offhand, if you see that as much in Disney. I guess you have Beauty and the Beast. You know, she just has her father. But I'm trying to think of stories where, like, it's just the father raising a child. And so I like that we're about to see, like, that single parent view, but from a father's perspective. You see that a lot with mothers. But I like this. I already like this dynamic. This has potential to be a really good story. So he's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I feel like all new parents feel that way. So it's already started out really tender and really emotional, and the music and the snow falling is really adding to it. The music is definitely more modern than the first one, but still very magical and very appropriate, I think. So
the deeper the sorrow, the more our hearts sing. Even
this song's so appropriate so far for this movie. It's already, oh my goodness, I'm already emotional. It's because I just watched the reaction to the first one. I'm coming off of that. Also, the other one I want to say about the first movie is that it's just a really simple story. It's really just life. And yet it's got some complex emotional layers to it as well. So I think that this one may maybe have more of a plot than the first one does, per se. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now and listen to this really good song. I like that message of, you know, always sun after the storm type of message. I also cry over beautiful things, and this has been a really beautiful opening, both music and visuals, so. Oh my goodness, this is also a really good song to do with like grief and loss, and just how, yeah, really bad things can happen, but there's still, life goes in cycles, and there's going to be that joy later on after the sorrow. Things will get better, and you can find healing, and I think that this song alone is a really beautiful message.
It's out of the darkness that we learn to see, and out of the silence that songs come to be.
That's true. Some of the biggest lessons can be learned through sorrows, and some of the best creations, I can speak this as a creator, being an author, come from those pains. Some really beautiful things can be born that can help other people as well. Not saying that I like going through bad things or that I want anyone else to go through bad things, but sometimes it's through those adversities that some of the most beautiful things and the most beautiful characters and character traits are born as well.
There is
It's so pretty, it's so sparkly. The colors are gorgeous in this sequence. I love a good winter scene anyway. The colors have just been so on point. Bruh, maybe he'll share with you. Yep, life after death, spring after winter. Yep. The animation and the expressions, you can tell is a more modern animation, but still very similar to the original. That was another thing I heard too, is they tried to kind of keep that as similar as they could, and within like the spirit of the original. So I can't wait to see y'all's relationship develop.
The forest does. What was that?
I always like my stomach 24/7 because I'm always hungry. Also, yeah, we know they have some relationship. I like that they were able to create this prequel. I'm hoping that they create it in a way that makes a lot of sense for the first movie, because, you know, we know that the Great Prince raises him, but we don't really see him a lot in the first movie. But we know they must have some kind of relationship because, you know, then again at the end, he like helps him escape the fire, and he's pretty hard on him, but it's necessary. He encourages him, like, you have to stand up. We have to go. If you stay here, you will die. So he obviously cares for him. I think that he might always have that kind of austere presence, but I think in this movie, we're going to see different aspects of his character, and I'm excited to see that and see the relationship develop.
And you should eat.
What do you want him to eat, darling?
Oh, I suppose I should find you something to eat.
You might want to do that. That's part of parenting. Well, that doesn't look very good. No, I don't think.
You.
Do you want to eat that, sir?
Well, no.
Then how do you know you don't like it if you've never tried it?
Oh no, this is very classic parenting and teachering. That's how I feel about. Well, how do I feel about? That's how I feel about things like. It's not even how I feel about tomatoes. I can't even eat them. Like, I just gag on them. But yeah, that's probably how I felt the first time, like, trying spinach and things. Like, I used to be super, super picky, and then one day I decided I really need to eat healthy, and then I taught myself to like a lot of things. Tree roots probably wouldn't be one of them, but you never know. Don't knock it till you try it, so.
A prince does not woo-hoo.
He doesn't?
Why not?
He certainly does not.
You gotta have fun sometimes.
Prince maintains control at all times. Display.
I mean, that's important, but you gotta have fun sometimes, bro. He's gonna bring that fun out of you, so. Oh, our Thumper and Flower in here? I hope so. And maybe Feline, I don't know. Oh, that's beautiful with the reflection. The animation in here is pretty on point. Like I said, especially for a sequel. How does he expect this? I know, right?
1,
I like
2.
I like that you're gonna try, though.
2.
Yeah? Clever? Maybe? Points for creativity. I like that his legs are always crossed. It's like his signature move. Which is kind of also an ode to, like, the first movie.
Whoa.
Oh, are we gonna meet more little deer in this one?
If we got a little closer?
The distance makes it easier to spot danger.
Now, that is his job. He's gotta train you to do that.
Sure. Play is a healthy part of a young deer's development.
Is that so?
Mother says
This
so.
is true.
I remember this one time, Mother and I were out on the
Bambi,
meadow.
it's best to leave the past in the past.
That's not a good way to grieve, sir.
Only ahead.
Oh, yes,
It's
sir.
not.
Now come.
It's not how we heal
We
from
still have
things,
a lot
sir.
of ground to cover today.
Music's very playful in this part, which is also similar to the first one. So, hey, there he is.
Bambi.
The voices aren't too off either from the original voice acting. Oh my goodness, you're so cute. Why? I mean, you don't know. Bambi could have grown a big fluffy tail since you last saw him. It's been like half a winter, right? So.
He says
Aw.
go. Well, she's not the boss of me. If I don't want to,
Is it?
Mama can't make me.
Is that so? That's not what I remember from the first movie.
Hi, Mama.
I gotta go.
That's the benefit of, if you guys have seen my Avatar videos, I've talked about Adam, who's like my adoptive brother. We both grew up as only children, but we 1000% think of each other as brother and sister now, but we didn't meet each other until like our 20s. So that's the benefit, is we never had that, you know, annoying sibling phase. Although I'm pretty sure I do my best to annoy him sometimes on purpose.
You gotta take us to see the groundhog.
I want to see the groundhog, so he's so used to being the protector and the prince, he like does not know how to have that, I I think he does have a tenderness to him somewhere in there, but he doesn't really know how to bring it out yet. That is quite a lot. I would actually like to hike that,
Go
though.
with your friends to see the groundhog.
But I want to stay with you.
There you go.
Yes, well,
I don't know if he's doing it to be nice or if he's just doing it because he kind of thinks of him as like a nuisance right now. But I did want to see the groundhog, so either way.
Hey, Thumper, wait for me.
I like that they're showing a lot of animals from the first one, too.
I sit by.
Yeah, there's my guy. There's Flower.
Come on, Flower, you're gonna miss the groundhog.
I don't want to miss the groundhog.
So I can get back to hibernate.
Oh, Flower's teenager phase with the hair.
Attention,
Super
everyone,
cute.
attention. Ma'am, could you just scoot over one? Very nice.
Cute. I like that there's like this like random cuteness and like pure little things like going on like in the first one. So far it's just been really sweet and pure, and
Prince, this
I'm
is
liking
a
it so
special
far.
occasion, and
We decided we'll all sit by you.
greetings.
Oh, the pressure, he says.
Oh, must we go through this every year?
I mean, it's a lot of pressure. It's probably a nerve-wracking job, you know? You got everybody to vote. There it is. There's the girl. Anyway, there's the Feline. But I was just about to say that, you know, so much pressure because, you know, it's almost like divided political parties or something. Half of them want winter, half of them want spring to come. What a lot of pressure, and then you just can't please everybody because you either see your shadow or you don't. There's no in between. I think that would be a very nerve-wracking job, so I don't really blame the groundhog.
Hello, Bambi.
She just always knows how to show up and throw you off your game, bud.
I guess it's because my spots are almost gone. And my
Are
arrows are coming in too. Can you see them?
No.
Well,
Okay. You're doing the
I
boy
don't see
thing.
any.
Where you're trying to look cool for the girls, so.
well, I don't.
Don't, but you're not helping. You're not helping. Meanwhile.
Why me? Oh,
Oh, there's his shadow.
my nerves just can't take
This is the last year. You gotta retire, bro.
More.
There's gotta be more than one groundhog in the forest.
More hibernating.
One person's happy.
No, please don't let him be a shadow.
Oh, but he's not gonna see it.
Shadow.
That's... No, okay, good. He's gonna sing a song. That's the least logic-based anything that I've ever seen before.
Song. Let's get together and sing.
Oh, that song.
Oh, isn't that like the song in the first one?
It looks like I skipped
who's
the
this
shadow
newcomer?
right out of him. Did you see the look on his?
This is our, look at his face. This is our Kovu type of character. Like if we're talking like Lion King 2 type of character, this is our Kovu type character. Also, is he gonna be like a rival to Bambi or like a rival for Feline? Look, he's got little antlers coming in. His spots are gone. Does that make him like, you know, the cool guy or like the bad boy of the forest?
Hey,
He does sound a little bit
where's
older
everybody
too.
going? Name's Ranu, and these are the boys. Stab and Jab.
Oh, man. So someone on the comments on Nickflix's channel for the first Bambi gave a name of the deer that Bambi challenges over Feline, and his name started with an R. I wonder if that's supposed to be this guy, and if this is like backstory for this guy, because that would be really interesting, because in like the first movie, he was just like some random deer that, you know, to show that deer would fight over, you know, to get the lady and everything. That would be really fascinating, though. If so, that just took my fascination level to like a new
Hope
level.
the three of you
So
have a nice day. There I was.
look at his expressions. He even kind of sounds like Kovu.
Luring me in. I'm here. I'm here. That's quite a story. Oh, you think so?
Don't fall for this guy, Feline. And
Yeah.
okay, good.
Unbelievable. Bambi? Isn't that a girl's name? Come on.
I am curious, like, why his name is Bambi. Like, where did that name come from? Why did they choose that name? If anybody knows, let me know down in the comments.
Isn't that right, Bambi? I'm coming!
I swear he has all the same mannerisms as Kofu from The Lion King too.
Trying to make new friends.
I don't know how long, but I don't think it's been that long since his mom died. That has to be hard for him to see everybody with their moms and just kind of feel kind of alone. And he wants to have that relationship with his dad, but he like obviously doesn't yet. If this was me, I would definitely have a crying breakdown at this point. So it's not good to feel that alone when you're already like really upset about some kind of loss. Oh, is he gonna dream about her? Don't eat that. Oh my goodness, these visuals are so beautiful too. If you're not emotional about this dream, you're like emotional about just the visuals and everything.
Where one thing falls, another grows. Maybe not what was
I'm
there
glad that
before, but something new and wonderful.
Oh, his relationship with his dad. I like that I didn't know anything about this movie going in, but also why did nobody warn me that it was going to be emotional
I'm always with you.
in the first 20
Even when
minutes?
You can't see me.
I really like that message too of how just because, you know, sometimes we lose things, lose people, and sometimes, you know, that loss can't be replaced, but sometimes it's replaced with something new. It might not be the same thing that we loved before, but it can still be something new, something beautiful, not necessarily something better. Can be depending on the situation. But yeah, I really think that that's a really beautiful message. I like how this is portraying like loss and like hope and grief so far. We already got some depth to this, so I really like that. Where did his dad go? How late is it? How long ago was he supposed to pick him up? No, don't go out there, sweetheart. I think that's where it all happened. I don't know if he's hearing things or if somebody's out there. Sweetheart, that is so wide open. You should not be there. I was about to say, I don't know if he's still in the dream. This is a nightmare, but this is obviously real, so...
Run, Bambi! Run, Bambi!
There it is, there it is. Get out, get out, get out, get out. He's like paralyzed, though. He got like PTSD, like for real.
What if I hadn't gotten there in time? You could have been... When I tell you to run, you run. Never freeze like that. Ever.
I'm sorry.
Let's go home.
Dad, you need the proper grieving process yourself. Like I said, I think that he wants to be like tender, but he doesn't know how. He also might be in pain. Like we don't really know how close he was to Bambi's mom, but like I said, I really like how this is portraying grief so far.
She's never
And just the
coming back,
different stages of grief.
is she?
And just all the emotions that he's experiencing. It's very realistic so far. See, I think that he doesn't know how to... He might not even know how to be around Bambi himself because he might remind him of her. He needs to take care of Bambi. He needs to establish this relationship with him. But he's, I think, just in so much pain himself. It's just really good so far, guys. It's just really realistic. It's another gorgeous shot. Oh, it's always hard to see the more stern character, like, be vulnerable and have that emotion.
You should have little trouble finding a new home for Bambi.
Oh. He just can't have him around, I think.
God.
The animation's like a painting. It's just so pretty in here.
How come we're having
Good trick there. Said every brother ever.
Yeah, good idea. I'll stay and guard the den.
He's totally not gonna stay and guard the den. Let's be real.
What's wrong?
What trouble are you two gonna get him into?
Come on. If that's
Oh, you're about to get yourself into a situation, aren't you?
I can teach you. I think he's got a hairball. No.
I was about to say, that's not brave, that's...
Silly. The trick is to be
That's-
scarier than
I don't know what that is.
scaring you. See? Grrr.
That's not bad advice.
Me watch
Speak
me.
for yourself, man. Oh, well, that is scary because you're a smell bro, so.
Flicking your whole life. Now
We gotta let it out at some point.
Grrr.
Okay.
Come on.
That sounded a lot like a sheep, so.
I'm a turtle.
That.
What?
There's so much wrong with that.
So scary.
Maybe to you, sweetheart.
What's this?
Look at the dew on the grass. Whoever animated this did a very, very good job. Ugh, I gotta find my tissues. This movie's already got me going, so.
A few moments later.
Oh, he's gonna try to scare the turtle for Flower, but like the turtle looks super unamused. The turtle like has that face, you know, like the big turtle hill in the Neverending Story. Morla, like who's just like, I literally don't care about anything. That's what this turtle's face is saying right now.
Yeah, that was good.
I like how this is still really sweet. Like the first one's really sweet and whimsical, you know. Oh, where's Rano gonna show up again?
Nothing to it. All it takes
No,
is one
for you.
good grrr.
Your muddy paws. I can't have anything nice.
That's why we can't have nice things. Also, he really reminds me of someone. If you guys think of it, is there like another Disney movie where there's a porcupine? Oh no, I'm thinking of the badger from The Fox and the Hound. That's what he just reminded me of. His mannerisms. Oh no, you're gonna make a fool out of yourself, sweetheart.
Back in my day, we didn't want to willy-nilly onto someone's property. We took the long way. Sometimes too.
He does remind me of the badger, he really does. Oh no, oh no. Oh no, get out! Ah!
What was that?
I didn't hear anything. Probably a bird.
Yeah, I can't. The tadpoles are so cute.
How does it look?
Did the porcupine get him? I was about to say, oh, that
I'm not gonna lie.
that just looks
yeah,
painful.
It ain't pretty. Ever got the
Ah.
that far? Nothing.
I like this so far, Felina. Yep, roll your eyes, girl.
Poor dumb animal.
I actually like this so far that she's not swayed by him. You know, sometimes you got like the pretty boy, the cool boy, the older boy, whatever comes in here, and the girl's all like, ew, intrigue. But I like this so far that she's just like, bruh, move on. So.
So anyway, I'm talking about how you froze out on the meadow. And right in front of your father. Ronno, don't feel bad. If we didn't have
Okay,
cowards,
first of all, how do
take the brave ones.
you... Oh, this bro. Something's gonna happen, and he's gonna prove himself not to be brave. Also, how does he know about that? And also, what a dick move. Does he not know that he lost his mom? I mean, if he doesn't know, then it's still kind of a dick move. But, like, I get it. Like, he's trying to do, like, the whole alpha male thing. But, like, if he does know, like, that's pretty bad, so...
I'm not a coward.
Ronno, quit it. Leave her alone.
That has to be the guy from the first movie, already trying to push her around. Oh, you're gonna get hurt because you don't have any horns yet, bud.
Run, Bambi.
Flower, we could really use your stink right now in this fight. I kind of like this though because I'm pretty sure that is the deer from the first movie that he takes on. I like seeing this backstory and seeing how initially like he was not able to stand up to him, but we know that like later on that he will be. So I think that's a kind of a cool backstory. Also, I'm curious if Bambi feels any kind of guilt, like, oh, if he was braver, if he would have been able to protect his mom. He hasn't said that yet, but I'm curious if that's a thought in his mind. Good job! I did not think he would make that.
We made it.
How did you jump?
Impressed? Impressed? Are we impressed? Oh, he's like, please give me a shred of, like, approval.
We should be...
Oh, look at you. You felt something. You had an emotional moment, sir. Oh, this is such a charming movie so far. I think charming is a really good word for it. Beautiful, whimsical animation.
You're not.
Morning Owl.
Oh, did he find a family?
That the search is off to a flying start. Oh,
He's gonna be torn about this. His dad's gonna be torn about this.
With the flying, is I'm an owl.
They kept his character very good.
Changed your mind?
No, I have not.
Oh, you will. I hope you will.
What's this?
But he sure does an awful lot of it.
Well, why don't you ask him?
He looks busy.
I know that he's watching
Just
for
like it when you
danger,
ask
but I also...
lots of questions.
Obviously he's looking for danger, but I wonder if he just also really... He probably just had time to think, too. I bet he's got a lot on his mind, being the great prince and the protector of everybody,
Go
so...
on. I'm right behind you.
Oh, man. Thumper, you don't always have the... Thumper, you don't always have the best advice. He knows, too. A little stinker.
How do you know?
I feel it in my hooves. If there was danger, they'd know to stomp, and I'd run to them.
But wouldn't you be scared?
Oh, that's really cool.
Perhaps, but I would still run to them. A prince may be afraid, but he can't let fear stop him from acting.
I like that he's saying not to... He's not telling him to not be afraid, though.
Are you coming?
Oh, sure.
Aww.
Crying out loud.
Feel the force. Feel the force.
You have so much you can teach him. You're gonna have a change of heart.
And never a moment comes too soon.
Oh, ouch. Oh, it's so pretty. It reminds me of the scene in The Lion King at the beginning, though, with them all leaping like that.
A new season's begun for a father and son.
Oh man, I like these songs a lot.
A little faster.
Oh yeah, I like that he's being like a little bit playful. Hey, Woon, good job. Good job. You guys are teaching each other. This song is, like I said, these songs have like really reflected the emotion of the movie really well. And I like how they keep saying at the first sign of spring, it's kind of like, you know, you've had that time of winter where his mom died and he didn't really have a relationship with his dad, but now you've got that sign of spring, you know, beginning to poke and grow through. And that's the first signs of him forming that bond with his dad finally. So these songs have been really good emotionally. They've really fit the movie quite well. It really just looked like a painting. Like I said, the animation's really very beautiful for this. The fireflies are pretty too. They make me think of the fireflies in Breath of the Wild.
I must get rest. Some at night, some during the day, some not at all.
Mother's resting now, isn't she? Oh, I forgot. A prince leaves the past in the past, right?
That's enough questions for today.
He's still obviously very sad. You all need to talk about it. You'll feel better if you talk about it. Oh, there's that tender moment I've been waiting for. I like that we're carrying on this theme. Oh, it's the same too. Those were the tadpoles.
There you two are.
Hello,
Hello.
Not a very dignified way to look, is it?
I've heard so much about you. You know,
I don't want him to hear this conversation. He's gonna be so upset if he knows what his dad's plan is here.
Plenty of time for that once we get you settled in your new home.
Oh no, there it is.
you're sending me away?
Prince should not be raising a child.
Oh, I'm not even mad at him because I understand like where he's coming from emotionally, and he's still dealing with his own grief, and you know, like, oh my god, you know, a child's gonna be a distraction from his duties and whatnot. I mean, I think he's gonna come around though. But I can't even be upset with him just because he's dealing with his own grief and whatnot. I can't even be mad that he's, you know, he's being stubborn about this. So
I'm sure gonna miss you guys.
he keeps saying that he needs a mother, but he really needs his father more than, you know, another mother.
Ignore his feelings and do what is best for others.
I think you're still doing what you think is best for you.
Be good for Mina.
Even though I don't think it is best for either of you. He doesn't want to be a prince. He just wants to be, oh. He looks up to him so much. He just wants to be your son, though. Oh, it took us this long to get to full-on tears. Why is this movie?
Oh, princess.
No, I really don't have the emotional energy for you right now.
So ashamed of you that he'd give you away.
What's your problem, man? What's your problem? Oh man, that wasn't gonna really hurt him. Ow. Oh no, a trap. Oh my goodness. Oh, that PTSD kicking in. No, he knows what's gonna happen though. Oh, that would be traumatizing for him.
Run, Bambi! Don't look back!
It's that fight, flight, or freeze going on. It doesn't matter that I know he's gonna be okay. It's still really emotional, so. Just use your sting.
Face you ever...
Yes, that is the one. Oh, the porcupine bridge. That's the way to get him. Ha! Yeah! I mean, oh no, it's... Oh my goodness, this is PTSD for him and for me. Oh, that is terrifying shot, honestly. Oh my goodness. That's so tense. Can you imagine if you didn't know, like, that he survives in this? Like, it's already tense, and I do know that he does, so... Oh, he's gonna feel... That was smart. That was really smart. That's so epic! There's so many good shots in this movie. Oh my goodness. Somebody had fun with the animation department. Of course, there's always one. Oh! Good job. Oh man. Dad's emotion there, though, must have been... Like, the anxiety. Like, if he had lost him, too, he would have felt, like, so responsible for that. This is what I'm saying. If he thinks he's lost him, too. And he has to feel guilty about that. Oh, this really makes me think hardcore, though, of the scene in the first movie where he says, you have to get up. You have to get up.
Prince does not...
Oh, this music isn't helping. It's so good. She's like, alright. That was my job for like 2 hours. I'm not needed here anymore. Oh, why with the beautiful animation? Stop. Oh, hummingbirds, I love them. Oh, Thumper's gonna make this so dramatic.
But Bambi wasn't a bit scared. They came. You know, they're okay for sisters. Just too bad they're girls. Hey.
Well, can't have everything.
Thousands.
3,000. You know, same difference.
Twitter painted.
What?
Yeah, there's the word. I'm glad they put that in here. That's why turtles are scary. That's why turtles are scary. I told you he was gonna be a coward.
Scary.
there it is.
Aw, Bambi, you never have time for us anymore.
Yeah. Isn't it wonderful?
Aw, she's such a good, supportive friend. I love her.
Where are we going today?
Oh my goodness. Why is everything in here so beautiful? It has to do with his mom.
This is where I first met your mother.
Oh no, there it is.
Just about your
He's
age.
finally ready to talk about it.
Actually, I was a lot like you.
Oh my goodness, that shot is gorgeous. There have been so many moments in here that are like a painting, I swear. Oh, I thought that was the end. That would have been a good end. So, that is the end. Wow, okay, so that was me watching Bambi 2 for the first time. It wasn't super long, but oh my goodness, what an emotional, basically just an hour. What an emotional 60 minutes, guys. I mean, really and truly. Wow, there was just so much good in here. I liked seeing the relationship develop between Bambi and his dad. There was one moment toward the end that I mentioned where his dad's like, get up, and he says that to him. I'm so glad I just watched Nickflix's reaction to the first one, because he says that to him, get up, you have to get up, after he gets injured in the running from the fire. And so I feel like that was kind of a callback to that, which makes that scene even more emotional in the first movie, because you realize that the dad's probably thinking back to that time when Bambi was a kid and he was telling him to get up and he was worried that he wasn't going to get up and that he was dead. And so then in the first movie, having that scene where Bambi's grown up and he's injured and he's telling him, get up, you have to get up, it just makes that scene that much more emotional. Whoever developed this, like, in between, I can't even call it a prequel because it's really an in between, you know, it takes place during the first one, just scenes that you never got to see before. Oh man, I really hope Nickflix watches this too. I think he'll also find it really good and emotional. Anyway, that's beside the point. But yeah, so that just makes certain scenes so much more emotional. They did a good job with that, having this fill in like the in between, but in a way that it can really make sense for the original one and have certain scenes be more emotional for the first one. So I really like that. I love the portrayal of grief. You have Bambi dealing with his PTSD and just freezing the first time those dogs come at him because he's in the meadow and you've got the hunters coming at him. I mean, that's just a realistic thing. I've had PTSD from certain experiences in my life, and I understand how it is to just completely freeze, and you should be moving, you should be doing something, but you just literally physically can't. That was so good. I liked how they portrayed the father going through his grief and how he was just kind of shutting everything down and trying not to feel anything and trying to just shut all those emotions off. And I think it's even hard for him to be around Bambi because of that connection to his mom. And maybe that was part of the reason why he was trying to find another family for him. He obviously cared. He wanted him to be taken care of, but he didn't think he could emotionally handle doing that himself. He might not even realized that was part of why he needed him to go to a different family, but I think that was part of it. And then finally at the end, being able to talk about his mom and finally feel what he was feeling. I mean, just some really beautiful portrayals of grief and loss and going through those emotions. And the music, there were only a couple of songs in here, but the lyrics, if you paid really close attention to the lyrics, they really focused on, you know, light coming out of darkness and hope being born from grief, and maybe you lose somebody and that person can't be replaced, but even out of that, something new, different, but new and beautiful can be born. So some really beautiful themes in here. Even though it was a short movie, it didn't feel too short. It didn't feel rushed, I don't think. And I liked seeing other characters too. You got to see all the favorites like Thumper and Flower. You got to see his sisters a little bit more, which is cute. And then also getting to spend a little bit more time with Feline. And then also Rano, or is it Ronnie? Why do I still not know his name? You know, I just spent an hour watching this movie. But I swear that has to be the deer from the first movie that tries to take Feline, because you saw him doing the same motions, trying to, like, you know, make her go off with him. But like I said, I swear, like, his expressions and mannerisms so hardcore made me think of Kovu from The Lion King 2. They just really did. But yeah, a lot to like about this movie. Gosh, you know, on the one hand, wish I had seen this sooner, but on the other hand, I'm glad I got to see it and experience it with you guys, and just give my thoughts to you guys as I was watching it. It's a beautiful little film. It really is. I highly recommend, if you have not seen it in full, that you do go watch it in full. And yeah, I think that's about all I have to say. Really good movie. 2 thumbs up in my opinion. Definitely a really solid Disney sequel. Will it top Lion King 2 for me? Probably not, because that also has a lot of nostalgia for me attached to it. But I think it's up there with, like, you know, Cinderella 3, Lion King 2. I think this is genuinely a really good sequel with a lot of depth to it and a lot of, you know, a lot happens in an hour. Again, it didn't feel too rushed. It didn't feel like too much, but a lot of depth to it for just like an hour-long film. So yeah, loved it. Really did. Oh, and again, the animation was beautiful. It's like a painting. There were so many shots that could have just been a still painting that I would legit hang on my wall. I have no room for that, as you guys can see. But if I did, I would totally hang one of those or more than one of those shots on my walls. Whoever animated this had such a good job, and the animation and the beauty of it, along with the music, just really brought through the emotions of the film and the story and what they were trying to go for as well. So yeah, this is like one of those gems that I feel like maybe not quite as many people have seen or known about, but they really should. On that note, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments to make, I love those. I love talking to you guys and hearing your own thoughts on the film, whether you liked it or not. And if you liked my reaction, please feel free to subscribe so that you can know when the next movie reaction is coming out, as well as my show reactions. Right now we're doing Avatar once a week, and got some other stuff coming as well. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!